Do y'all really want to know what I think is a major problem in this space? And I guarantee you, 80% of the people go disagree with what I'm about to say. We as black people have lost our spirituality. So we don't have a foundation to build a relationship on. Because you build a relationship on a woman or a man who don't have no spiritual boundaries, that means today it could be one thing, tomorrow it could be something else. There's no structure. And I think if we start off with that foundation, regardless if you want to be a Muslim, Christian, Hare Krishna, Seventh-day Adventure, Jehovah's Witness, Israelite, you at least have a foundation. That means that you should be moving in the direction that there's a woman in that place that you can bond with. And so a lot of the problems that we discuss and a lot of things we talk about, you'll know what kind of structure they're coming under. You okay? So, until we get that, how do you build a house without a foundation? I want to know. Because when I was having most of the problems when in my relationship, I had got away from my foundation. As soon as I got back on track with my foundation, pretty much everything cleared up. And I like to hear a person who bring that up as a conversation. Because when you listen to these conversations, they're everywhere. You got all this expectation you want this woman to submit to you, but you ain't submitting to nothing. You got all this craziness in your head, young lady, what you think a man should be. High value man is not made by his bank account. It's made by God. And if you don't understand that, then you gonna end up with some freak. You know, I was just listening to that, and I didn't even remember saying it. Let me see, can I put my picture up here? Okay. All right. I didn't even remember saying that at the beginning of this. I just didn't. Then I listened to it over, and then I'm like, that makes some sense. That makes a little bit of sense. Anyway, but we go revisit that again, okay? We go revisit that again. I just want to play it at the start. I'm getting a little echo, so if I sound a little funny, don't worry about it. It's just that I'm getting a little echo, okay? It's okay. Well, one thing I can say today, I went back on Kendra G channel just to let her know I don't need her help. I got a lot of crazy stuff or people calling me and tapping into all my pages, and I just say, hey, hell with it. I said precise what I wanted, and It was everything, but it was kind of crazy because it was like, it is what it is, TV. Hey, what's going on? Salam alaikum, Ramadan, Mabari. I was just going through some stuff I said last night, I believe, and I didn't even remember I said, so I'm gonna get in the show in a minute. But go ahead and start it off the way I started off.
The epitome of soul right there. I loved it so much that I told my band, I said, look here, fellas, we got to revisit this thing here, because we got to take it back. I was like, why not do it again? Why not do some of them great soul records again? They was like, yeah, let's do it again. I said, yeah.
Love the sounds of SPWD Speed.
You know what I called up Myron? I said, Myron, book the studio. Let's get in there today.
Let's do it in the morning. Sweet breeze in the summertime. Feel your sweet face all laid up next to mine. Sweet love in the midnight. Good sleep come morning light. No worries about nothing. Just getting good, just getting good, just getting good love.
Getting good love.
We want to thank y'all for going on this ride with us. Thanks Shanaki Records for doing this. As we took you back, but we still move forward. I want to thank the singers, Tiffany, Darshell, Melanie, Andrea, and all the others. All the babies and the babies' babies and the daddies' daddies and the mamas' mamas and the babies' babies' mamas' mamas and all of them. We just lay back, kicking in, enjoy la ride. That's what we do, what we do, what we do, what we do. You got Rabu on the bass, Soup on the drums, Tio and Kenyatta on horns. Rasta man, Moody Bird, percussion. Rico, Ricardo on guitar. Ralph Butters, musical director extraordinaire on keys. I'm Leela James. Thank y'all. And we're gonna do it again. Do it again. Do it again, yeah. Let's do it in the morning. Sweet dreams in
summertime. Feel your sweet face, all laying up next to mine. Sweet love in the midnight, good sleep come morning night. No worries, my love, just giving good, just giving good.
You know, sometimes I don't like remixes, but I think she did a beautiful job on that, and I kind of give her up some of that one. You know what I mean? This show is going to be about some of the things I talked about. I hit that 1,000 threshold tonight, and I did it by going on Kendra G's show just to give some insight. Look, I don't need no more of your help. It'd be like some wild people calling me and stuff like that and leaving crazy stuff on my internet pages, and like I don't need none of that. So we're going to get into the show, and it's going to be kind of like, I don't know, just a little conversation, okay? All right, that's what it's going to be tonight. But you know how we started out. We got to get some shout-outs. We got to do some music. We got to do all kinds of stuff, you know what I mean?
Hello?
Hey,
What's up, baby?
nothing. What you doing?
I'm not chilling. What's going on?
Nothing. Sitting around thinking about you.
Yeah. What's up?
You want to come over?
Of course. Wait. How much time we got?
Hey, I see a lot of men out there got confidence in themselves, man. Talking about what you can do to a woman. Let me tell you something. All women ain't the same. Most of them got a different brain. They got these big, bold, bad attitudes, but they sure got a good old thing. All of them can't ride a horse, some can't take it from the back. But you got some floating around here that can drive it like a Cadillac. So while you're out here stunt like you the man and ain't working with nothing but nine, if you come down to my side of town, I know a couple that'll change your mind. I'm talking about the Mississippi girls who ain't gon' change, but all of them ain't got the perfect frame. But I promise you what you thought you were before, you soon realize you ain't, because you got a crock pot. Yeah, that thing stays on all night long. A slow cooker. When you wake up, it's still warm. Y'all know about that. And if you're not careful, that meter stay in it too long. Yeah. All of them ain't flexible and they really can't do a lot. But mess around and get one to yourself and she'll give you everything she got. She may not be the size you want, but I can promise you one thing. She ain't gonna stop until she knows you please. The girl going out with a bang. And if you ain't never had southern food, you're gonna be in for a treat. Cause if you put it down how she likes, she'll make sure you eat. And you got some that'll lay and play, and you think you done got away. But 9 months later, she be calling your phone. She finna ruin your day, because she had a crock pot. Things stayed on all night long. Yes, it did. A slow cooker. Yeah. But when you wake up, it's still warm. And if you're not careful, you mess around and stay in it too long. Yeah. Can I say that again if y'all don't mind? She got a crock pot. The thing stays on all night long. I know somebody know what I'm talking about this evening. A slow cooker. When you wake up, it's still warm. Don't y'all miss something? Cause if you're not careful,
better not get called up. Say don't get called up. So yeah, that's right. You better not get caught up in all this craziness is going on. So Mr. Jackson, Jefferson in the house. But anyway, you better not get caught up with that craziness because it's a lot of craziness going on. We'll do something different tonight. Try to do something different, all the time. But let me see. Hope everybody had a good Easter yesterday and made it through safe. And it's all good. For most of the people, I thought about it. Easter was on Sunday, so they get to celebrate on Mondays. And that's kind of wild, because, well, I guess it's not, because you really go get Sunday off for any day. And so, let me see again. Well, as you can see, I made my 1,000 subscribers today. And I knew it was going to come sooner or later, But it really not going to change anything other than, you made that threshold. People don't understand you can go into monetization, I think, at 500 now. So none of that really means anything. But my channel is not going to be monetized. Talk about too many things that I know. I don't want no commercial. Nobody trying to make me hype down. I'm gonna say what I need to say. And that's just the way it is. So, it is what it is. But as I say, I hope everybody, let me get this other thing out of the way, because I think that's why I have no background. And I like background, especially when it goes with my blue. And as I say, I hope everybody had a beautiful yesterday. And it's all good. And that's all I got to say. Life is good. What you want to make out of it, slide over a little bit. I think I'm getting a shot of the picture, so look kind of side to side. You know what I mean? Maybe I need to slide it on over here to the fair use. I had to put fair use on my own thing. That's great, isn't it? I gotta get permission to use fair use on my own thing. So as I was saying, I crossed that 1,000 threshold, and I believe it was hard because I just kept grinding and grinding, and I know I was down for a while, and I didn't do anything for a while, and it was stuck. Let me see, it was stuck at 700 for. Then I went on Kendra G show, and I think I got over 300 subscribers from her. And I just went on there to be honest. As a matter of fact, I was on there tonight, and I was just like telling her I don't want no help because of a bunch of BS going on in these YouTube streets. But I still want to do what I want to do on this channel right here, and Mean Scam Lightly and Mandrill is working on this new thing that we go do, and this is where you gonna start to see my acting ability, because I'll be acting out some stuff, and then I'll be putting it in the show as we go, and they gonna be doing some of the same thing. Instead of doing reviews on other people's show, I thought it would be much better if we can set up situation drama and then just talk about it and walk through, because I don't think that's what people do. And I think what happens a lot in that situation is you got to understand people take entertainment entertainers, and they try to make examples. And entertainers are not good people to make examples out of. Entertainers are in another different world. If I was real popular and I was out there entertaining, I'm not a great example because my lifestyle, once you out there in the spotlight and you become a public figure, your lifestyle is different, than most people, and that's what people don't understand. I've been in the business, for quite some time, and so I have always thought using relationships in entertainment was a bad idea. Just because you don't know if that couple been put together in Hollywood. And believe it or not, Hollywood do mash a lot of people together for whatever different reason. And it's a lot of reason. And so I'm just telling you, they're not good examples. And I think when you do examples of news stories that you get and you're not really getting the whole thing, that you can set up a situation where you're reviewing it and then you have a discussion around it, then you find out later on that it wasn't what you thought it was, and then now you sound stupid, and everybody don't got bent out of shape about something they didn't have enough information to know that that to be true. So hey, that's a little messed up. Gotta watch how I get on camera and stuff. I'm not in the acting business, but I do care about these things right here are good. I mean, you have a good chance, If we got short hair, I think I'm gonna lock up again and just not get the whole thing, but I'm gonna lock up again. As you see, that little thing make your hair look like you ain't got no line in it or nothing, but that's what it's supposed to do. But anyway, so I think this space need a different approach. And there are some people out there doing great things with this space now. But I mean, I think it's time for us to take it up a notch. Way up a couple notches. And so, I'm willing to do that, and if I get the right people to stay with me long enough. Usually when you start off something like this and you don't start off with a bang, then people get frustrated and they don't get that celebration they think they should be getting. And so you got to be with people who's willing to stick with something. I mean, I remember when Married with Tyranny came on TV, they was gonna cancel that show after the 7th show, and they probably was glad that they didn't do it because at one time it was the longest running sitcom on TV, so they probably glad they didn't get rid of it. I was on Married with Tyranny twice. I was on Cheers, a couple other shows too, but Hollywood is real funny how they decide the things they gonna do and what they're not gonna do, okay? So, with me having so much experience in the front of the camera, back of the camera, and seeing how everything is put together, I think I thought coming up with this concept of me, Mandrell, and Scam Life, we haven't fully developed it yet, but it's gonna be unique. It's gonna be different, and I can guarantee y'all it's not gonna be like anything that you're seeing now. And just like I say, we all have something special that we can do. You know what I mean? We just gotta tune into our journey and embrace it and just take it to another level. Don't never let nobody tell you what you can't do. Please don't. I mean, I'm gonna be a prime example of that. When I came out with Hollywood and the side I was gonna leave, Charlotte, North Carolina, I had all kinds of naysayers tell me all kinds of stuff. You ain't gonna make it. You got a gold teeth in your mouth. They don't want nobody who's country. You sound southern. You sound this. And these people really didn't know me from a can of paint. They didn't never know that I was in theater and did my first play when I was like in the 4th grade. And so they never seen me act just, you know, and when I hear people telling me that I can't do something, they're really telling me they can't do it. Imagination is hell. But mostly what this show about is not really about me. It's about us. And I really wanted to open up the panel, but I couldn't get hold to Scam Lightly. Shout out to BB. Shout out to my family members. Shout out to Mandrell and his family. And shout out to all the people who put up with me and let me on their channels most of the time to throw a hand grenade in the middle of the floor, but they found me partially entertaining and very vocal in what I believe. And so it's all good. Like to say Ramadan Kareem to all the Muslims out there who celebrating Ramadan. All the Christians who just celebrate Passover. And believe it or not, y'all see me get upset, but I don't really be upset. I'm an actor, all right? And I know how to gauge the room and get people in situations that I really want them in. And a lot of people who know me on the internet who calls me after the show, like, man, you really pulled that off. And when I get into character, I get into character, you know, and I don't let none of this stuff affect me. And I'm gonna be honest, I got people in the house who are 100 times worse than anybody that I deal with over the internet, and they have real mental challenges. And so that's where I think my patient level comes from, is dealing with people like that every day. And my own personal problems that I have to deal with my family members and stuff. So it's all good. You can't let this chair down. You can't let these people on the internet really upset you, man. You'll be halfway crazy. Some of these people come on the internet and that's the only thing they want to do is upset you. That's their job. They don't have no other job than trying to ruin somebody's life. And seriously, I mean, y'all be taking, you know, and I understand that you can get heated about a lot of different stuff, but don't take this stuff too serious. So this is the record I'm gonna give all my shout outs. I'm gonna start on the East Coast and then I'm gonna come to the West Coast. And you know, I like doing that because believe it or not, most of the people who listen to me are not in the West Coast. Seriously. And I was amazed at that. I was like, damn. You mean most of the people who find my channel, you know, it be late in the East Coast? So here we go. This is SPWD Speed, bringing it to you all the way live. And I'm doing it for you and I. Gonna start off in Canada, move down to Connecticut, New Jersey, New York, Chicago, Philadelphia, Detroit, Raleigh, North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina, South Carolina, Columbia, Orangeburg, Bamberg, Denmark, Florida, Florida City, Prime, Homestead, Key West. Kicking it over to Alabama, ATL, backstep, moonwalking right about now. Louisiana, Mississippi. Oklahoma is now being considered as being the South. Never looked at it in that way, but hey, there's some people bringing it to my attention, and that's why I call it part of the South now. Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, Las Vegas, and LA, Long Beach, where I'm at, residing at. Just like to welcome to the show SPWD Speed. Your brother from a different mother and father who love to have the conversation. Now, some of you would say, well, J-Speed, you don't have nobody on your panel. How is that a conversation? Well, conversation can be had. I don't have to have anybody on the panel. I'm communicating. I'm reading the chat, so I do consider that as having a conversation. I don't like to be blocked. I really don't. I like to be challenged, please. Man, y'all gonna see me being challenged by some of the best in these streets. But on my own channel, I just want to give out information. I want to take suggestions. When I see them in the chat room, it's something great, then I'm gonna communicate on that. But I don't want a panel full of people who just everybody trying to one up the next person. Somebody say something good, nobody can just shut up and say, you know what, that's cool. Let's move over to the next section. Everybody's gonna add on something to something to something to something to something. And by the time you finish, you don't know what the hell they're even talking about. So I just don't want that type of channel. I mean, it's hard enough for me to try to direct my thoughts into a conversation or communication or information. But when you got 5, 6, 7, 8 people, 10 people on the channel, y'all seen it. Everybody's trying to one up the other. I mean, that's just human nature. There's no, I'm not saying anything is wrong with it, but that's not, to me, how people learn. Just think about it. Think about what I'm finna say now. I like this right here. But think about what I'm saying. Look here. If you went in the classroom and you had 12 different teachers in one classroom, how in the hell are you gonna learn something? I think it's more beneficial for channels to, it's entertaining, and I'm not gonna take away from that. I'm not saying it's not entertaining, but I'm saying if you are using this space and this technology to give people solution and educate people, you work better with 1 or 2 people. You get a hell of a lot out of an interview, a lot better than you would with 9, 10 people on the channel. Now, some people are able to do it and have the conversation. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, when it comes for learning, you're never gonna be able to do it with 8 people on the channel. It's just not. No more than you can have 8 people cutting your hair. You know, you got 8 people washing your car, you pretty much, your car's gonna be butchered up. I seen that happen. But what I really want to talk about, that most people don't want to talk about it anymore. And maybe y'all can help me out. And just before I do that, I'm gonna do this, okay? Just before I do that, I'm gonna do something different. Then I'm gonna come back. I think this will make the conversation better. Really, I think it will just make the conversation. I'm gonna pause this right here, and I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna get into this conversation that I think. You look at the title of the show, so you have some idea what I'm gonna talk about, but I think it's better to let you hear this before I get started, okay? I don't think you gonna mind.
He saw the best in me when everyone else around me could only see the worst in me. I wish I had a witness tonight. Said he saw the best in me. I guess I'm the only one that got this testimony. When everyone else around me could only see the worst in me.
What's
Can I
going
tell
on,
y'all
ladies?
one more time?
My love, how you doing?
I said
hope you and
he
your family's
saw
doing
the
well.
best in me. When everyone else around me could only see the worst in me. I wish I had a witness tonight. All I need is one. Hey, he saw the best in me. When everyone else around me, yeah. Everyone else around could only see the worst in me. Does anybody have that testimony? When folk wrote you off, said you would never make it, what did he see? He saw the best in me. When everyone else around me, yes, oh. When everyone else around could only see the worst in me. Can I tell y'all one more thing? I just need to tell you one more thing. Listen to this. See, he's mine, and I am his. It doesn't matter what I did. He only sees me for who I am. Does anybody know that tonight? Oh, see, he is mine, and I am his. Said it doesn't matter what I did. See, he only sees me for who I am. Help me sing it. Yeah, girl. Said that he is mine. He's mine. I'm his. Said it doesn't matter what I did. He only sees me for who I am. Yeah. He only sees me. He only sees me for who I am. Yeah, 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 yeah. He's mine. I am his. It doesn't matter what I did. Oh, he only sees me for who I am. He only sees. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm so glad that he is mine.
I hope y'all. I hope y'all don't get scared of me tonight.
That may be somebody else's testimony.
No, I'm not a Christian,
Help me say it.
but I respect everybody's spirituality. And I think Talking about God, it ain't cool no more.
Ask y'all one question. The question is simply this: what did he see?
But then, when something happened in your life, then you want to fall on your knees, and then you want
I can't get no help up in here.
call on your
Because there's some
deity.
folk in here that people have wrote you
But it
off,
ain't cool
said you would
in
never amount to
public
anything,
to talk
said
about
that
God
you'll
no
never end
more.
up being anywhere. But Myron, tell him one more time. What did he see?
And I'm trying to wonder, where is that
When Mama
coming
said you
from?
would never be nothing. When aunties and uncles said that you would never amount to anything. When daddy didn't come home anymore.
Because
he didn't look at you and say that you weren't going to make it. God looked at you and
the
what did he see?
only thing that don't want you to talk about God
Is there anybody
is the
here
devil.
tonight that's so very thankful that God did not write you
Think
off,
about what I just
that
said.
he did not throw you away, that he picked you
The only thing that make you feel like talking about God is not cool is the devil. Or somebody who want to do some devilish things.
I said, what did
So-
he see? I said, what did he see? I said, what did he
Why it's so cool to talk about all the negative things dealing with the devil, but it ain't cool to talk about dealing with good things? And y'all don't understand why you having problems with relationship? You ain't just having problems with
See, he's mine.
relationship with women or having problems with having relationship with men. Excuse me. You having problems with relationship with your families, your brothers, your sisters, your uncles. This is just not about relationship in a marriage or a girlfriend or a boyfriend. God ain't cool no more. That's what you say. Look at the way you talk.
He is mine. Oh.
See, the devil ain't nothing but a duel of evil. And what's right, he's gonna turn wrong, and what's wrong, he gonna turn right.
And the reason why he sees me for who I am, because he created
And I've been in this space long enough to sit back and observe from my experience in life. And don't hate, there's a lot of people hate if you got some experience in life. They want you to think just like them, and if you don't think like them, then you ain't understanding them. And that ain't cool. Because when you sit at a table and you're getting ready to eat, you bringing that one body there, and whatever you digest on that table, it's what you put in your body. That's your experience. And that's the same way with communication. Whatever you bring, let's put this down a little bit. That's your experience. So could somebody tell me,
He is mine. I am his. It doesn't matter what I did, for he only sees me.
why God ain't cool no more?
Oh,
Could just one person explain to me
it doesn't matter what
why God ain't cool no more in our conversation? I'm not even talking about religion now. Religion concepts are man-made. I'm talking about God Almighty, the supreme being, deity, if you call him Jehovah, Yahweh, Hare Krishna, Buddha, or whatever you call your, why they ain't cool no more? What happened to us as a people who you know and I know without having some kind of spirituality? We couldn't have made it through this. So why God is not cool anymore. And we in hell in mindset. We're in hell in our physical, what we eat, what we consume. And let it be known, ever since the Kobe hit us, it pretty much put everybody at the same level. Regardless of what your race is, regardless if you're a man or a woman, it put everybody at the same level. But you go up and down these YouTube street and just get out of the internet. Go in the street. God is a plaything. And the devil is celebrated. Think I'm lying? Look at everything. We'll play with God with an award show. Thank you, God. Right after you just got through calling everybody H's and B's and or no good dogs and all that, and we'll say, thank you, God, for letting me be foolish. So I'm trying to figure out who your God is. Because God is not a foolish God. I only know one can wear that uniform. So I hope I don't scare y'all tonight. Because I'm going to talk about spirituality and God tonight. Because I think that is the part of the recipe of the cake you've been eating that's not fitting your fancy. You got the icing on it, you got everything on it, but it still ain't tasting right. Black people got more education now than they have ever had since our history been here. And it seems that we have encouraged everybody to have a stupid button. And we on autopilot with a stupid button. Cause it ain't cool. Oh yeah, we throw it out there every once in a while, and then some idiot come on and say, you know, this is what keep people fighting, you know, religion and this, and they don't did it. Come on. As well as the religion have did some bad things, but the concept of goodness and graciousness and greatness, how could you ever look at that as being the callous of what we're experiencing? You didn't design none of this. Everything that you have, it was already here for you to use. From the 600 eggs and the billions and billions of sperm cells you had, it was already inside of you. By popular demand, it was your design. By the creator, whoever it is for you. Don't let me scare you tonight. Because I'm going to talk about God. What is God to you? Have men got so smart now, and mankind, when I say mankind, I mean that includes the women, children. Have we got so smart that we just move away from common sense of the natural order of things and we just start making up things? We start making up realities. What is a reality? Come on. A reality today could be a falsehood tomorrow. It's what you believe. A reality is money this printed on pulpwood, made into paper, with some dead presidents on it, with slave owners who were the dead presidents, did we put value on it? It's a made-up concept in a system that we all have to live in, and I do understand that. But my thing is, who is God to you? Let's keep the religion out of it. Who is God to you? Because religion is a practice of people coming together who are supposed to be moving in the same way, with the concept of there is a creator and a blueprint. And this is what I hear, that there's no blueprint in life. That's a lie. Who told you that? There's no blueprint in life. Who told you that? If you look in your spiritual book, that is your blueprint. That's your foundation. Tell me where you can go to find any structure is worth anything, just putting your foot to step in it. It don't have a foundation. And the foundation don't look nothing like the structure. It's pretty much hidden. You can't even see it. You can see it when they're building it, but as they build the building on top of it, you can't see the foundation. But you know it's there. Just like I say, don't get scared of me, because I'm going to talk about God tonight. What have God been to you? I read into a young lady about 3 days ago. She was homeless. She was married to a person who was in the military. She was about 30 years younger than him. And she was spiritual dead. I understood her. I understood her why she believed God let her down. There's some things happened to her when she was 4 years old, and she said if that was a God, it would have never happened. And I told her, that may be one way you look at it. But as you know, there's evil forces on this planet. There's always did all types of stuff. Way before you was ever born, way before you was ever thought of. There were women who looked like you, who was born from a foreign land, who was used as a condom probably every other day of her life, and she didn't even have a choice. And there was children, male, female, and men who was abused in that same way. And without them, you couldn't be here today, who had to deal with that all their life. They didn't have the choice of their own body, their own mind. Other people say, people can take your body, but they can't take your mind. But people can corrupt your situation so badly that you lose your mind. So you're still not in control of it. So I said, you were sitting up there talking to this guy, and you was pretty much cussing out God. about your experience in life, that was an individual that you was trying to prove a point to. But how many young girls and young women that you could be speaking to right now in that same subject matter that you could be helping a mother and father guard their children against what happens to you? There's always another side to the sharp blade. There's a dove side. But the problem is, we use the dove side to judge everything in life and not understanding that it could be a journey that only you supposed to participate in to save thousands, maybe millions. But wasting your time in the street talking to this one individual because you're so hurt, which you should be, what happened to you when you was 4 years old. That story need to be told. She gave me a hug. She said nobody had never put it that way to her. When I say, even if you don't think you're smart enough to write it and put it in book, this is what I'm gonna do for you. I'm gonna open my house up for you. She haven't came here yet. Anytime you need a shower, you need to eat. My daughter's with me now, so you ain't gotta worry about me trying to come on to you. You're welcome to my house. And I'll do everything I can to find you a ghostwriter to write your story. I believe my words was healing to her, but it didn't come from me. It came from all my experience when I had given up. I had cussed God out before, and I was feeling down. Somebody came to me and did me the same way. Just like I say, I hope it don't scare you tonight. I'm gonna talk about God. We spend too much time in this space celebrating the devil. We get on this space, we want to drink, we want to smoke, we want to do weed, we want to talk about the good times of celebrating the devil. But I still want to know what God means to you. Is he a wish list that you can only call on him when you go into some trials and tribulation? Or can he just become a way of life for you? Did you carry yourself not only when you're in need, but you celebrate the greatness of this planet, you celebrate the greatness of who you are, you celebrate the greatness of people that's positive in your life? What's wrong with us? This could be so simple. I know I come on these channels and I go crazy and I do a lot of stuff, but in the end of the day, if you listen to my words, I make a lot of sense. I might not be the greatest speaker in the world, and I might mess up some words, some consonants and vowels, and that's just the way I was raised. I was raised in the South. Now, I'm glad you all got better education than I had when I came in, but one thing you might don't have, my brain is a genius. It works different than yours. I'm not saying you don't have the capability to have yours to work like mine, but I'm just saying mine's work different than yours because I believe that there's a creator. I believe there's a God in the world. I believe that we have to put it into work. And God is not a wish list. But the things we can't do, it's the faith of knowing that there's a God who created everything out of nothing. Then you should be able to duplicate the same thing, because in every book I ever read that had spirituality in it, it always told me that I was a God, a little G, made by the Most High, who breathed in my nostril and gave me something that he gave you. So the question on the table still tonight, who is God in your life? What do it mean to know him or her? Depends who is your deity. What do it mean to you? And if you take aside of all this stuff, you come on the internet and listen to men speak and women speak, one thing you go find out is there's no spirituality in it. You can tell there's no spirituality in it because the foundation is not there. And that's what makes this so easy. There's no foundation. So when you don't have foundation, that means your building can go all kinds of ways. It's rocky. Listen to these conversations. They're very rocky. Go from one extreme to the other extreme. Nobody wants to take accountability. Nobody wants to know who they really are. Nobody wants to know who their shortcomings are. They want to blame everybody. I know that because I used to think that way. Yeah, I'm not sitting on the top of the hill like I'm looking down on you all like I haven't had part of this experience myself. I'm just older and wiser and went through these things myself. And so when you go through things, it's like, I seen these people in these foreign countries setting up an assembly line and doing all types of tasks. Everything from cleaning fish, digging pearls out of shells, to making little trinkets here and there. And they all sitting on an assembly line, and they've been doing it so long that they fasten it in a machine you can see. And they so precise to what they was doing because they practice. When do you practice with God? I ain't talking about when the preacher's preaching a sermon. I'm asking you personally, when do you practice with God? Your practice to get your percentage of your free throw up. Your practice to get that move that you seen. You even practice to look on a scratcher or lottery numbers to see how you go fill it up. But when it comes to God, most of your practice comes from celebration on Sundays or when you're going through something bad. Just think about it. Think about what I'm finna say. Suppose you had a friend right now. The only time you ever heard from this friend, male or female, is when they wanted to borrow some money. Outside of that, you never hear from them. You don't hear from them, they call you and say Happy Mother's Day, Happy Father's Day. I'm just calling to see you all right or anything. The only time you hear from this friend is when they want something. Could you all tell me what kind of friend that would be to you? Could somebody just tell me? Could that even sound logical, fair, or anything else? So why should God answer your prayer? Or what you want if you only communicate with God is when you're in need? If a person treated you like that, you would cut that person off immediately. But that's what you do to God. And you look around in these streets, and you got these well-educated brothers and sisters to trick you into a conversation that you know is coming straight from hell. Ain't no God in it at all. You typing all over the computer, facts. You gotta take a L on this. We all taking a damn L. All of us. You think people ain't watching this? You think Jerry Springer came on TV for 10 and 15, 20 years, or how long his show lasts, that people wasn't watching it? I got some information right now that I can share with y'all. But it won't even make any difference. I can show you some information right now that they are planning on putting you in concentration camps, and you wouldn't even believe me. Just like a year before when I told people that Kobe was coming, they looked at me like I was some kind of Miss Cleo, some kind of voodoo doctor. Or a salesman. And the only thing I used was what God gave me. A brain to understand patterns. Once I understand the patterns, I seek the information that what's going to happen next. You have that same capability, but you use it on who's screwing who, or who should be screwing who, or why you not screwing who you want to screw, or bragging about material things that you think you made, and you don't understand everything on this planet was already here. You just using it, you borrowing it until they dust your ass on the way in some grave or burn you up in some furnace to be cremated. It's on lease to you. You don't own none of it. Not your house, not your car, none of it. When you own something, you don't have to pay taxes on it. You own your body. You ain't got to pay no taxes on your body. You own your car, you got to pay registration and tax every year. You own your house, you got to pay taxes every year. How is it you own something, but you still have to contribute money to keep it? That means you don't own it. See, that's the game they play with you all. And you walking around here and bragging about it. And my youngest son, no better than that, because he did that when he was in the 8th grade. His friend went to Foot Locker and paid almost $200 and something. I took him to another store that get over sales of production shoes, high-end stuff. And my son, not my son, but I paid $120 for the same shoe that he paid $200 something. But you know what he told my son? When my son told him the price he paid for it, he told my son that his shoes was better than. So when my son told me that, I told my son the next day you go to school, you ask him this. If I have on the same identical shoe that you have, and it's not counterfeit, it's made by the same people, you paid more, I paid less, why are you bragging about how much money you give the white man? So I told you, there's two sides to a blade. And people will try to take your confidence, belittle you with words from hell, because when you put them under the microscope, it represents nothing. Don't let me scare you tonight, because I'm going to talk about God and how God can bring peace into this whole sector, into your whole life. Is you going to be problem? You're not going to have problems? You'll be problem free? No. That's what life is about, challenges, fears. You're going to have fears, but then you're going to have to learn how to face them fears. And that's how you achieve another level of life. If you don't never face your fears, you stay in the same place. I remember the first time I ever got on the microphone as a DJ. I was scared to talk. And this DJ named Dave Wilson from WGIV, and we had another DJ named Slick Slack from WGIV, and both told me pretty much the same thing. You are in control. That mic can't make a sound of your voice until you put it in there. And you'll be the one to determine what sounds come out of that mic. And from that, I got the courage to do the things that I always was doing outside that mic. I was already throwing my voice. I was always acting like somebody. So only thing now, I just had something that was going to magnify what I was already doing naturally. But it took that little bit of positive encouragement for me to understand that I was in control, and it built my confidence. And I've been talking ever since. Matter of fact, I talk too damn much most of the time. But don't let me scare you. I'm going to talk about God tonight. See, I used to get spankings for asking questions in church settings, because it would seem like the questions I would ask A lot of people didn't even have answers to in church. Let me just give you an answer to what I'm saying. I asked the question one time, if God knew everything, why did he ask Adam and Eve what they had done? He already knew they was going to do it. Then I had one preacher to tell me, well, God don't know everything. Then I had one preacher say God do know everything. And then I had one preacher say God predicted that. Then I would ask other questions. If all the trouble of mankind started in heaven, then why would God punish us by putting that same demon down here that he didn't want in heaven? It took 1/3 of his angels and brought them down on the earth. I was actually spanked for that. Because I'm the kind of person is you just can't tell anything. It has to make sense to me. And I heard everything from, well, you won't have the understanding of God. God has the moving in mysterious ways and all that. And it started to push me away from God because the answers that I was getting. And then I started to study. And everything I studied and everything I read gave me more confidence that there was a God. Because then I stopped taking other people's answers and dissatisfied with my questions. I started listening to words of wise men who wrote about God and gods all the way from the first to the 19th dynasties to the Holy Quran, the Bible, every version that you, and I just start searching. Because I think this question come in all of us. We don't want to say it, but we want to know who God is. I mean, we can see the mysterious things in the creation that he made, but these things was made so long ago. It's like how we treat our friends. What have you did for me lately? So we don't see any new things from God. Then we decide that, hey, wait a minute, maybe this may just be a myth. Maybe we did all come from a rock that got some kind of germ to it, and they start building different things. And so, getting my ass whooped, and still was just as dumbfounded of who God was. And here I'm in church and I'm shouting and the music is going and I'm doing what I see other people doing. It's not like something magical coming over me. No more than if I go in the club and they playing music, you know, hey, I feel the beat, I'm gonna move. So as a young man, I was very puzzled who God is. But my grandmother was very religious. And she just wasn't religious on Sundays. She lived her life what was actually being said in the book. She lived her life like that. Let me start right there because I don't want to scare you, because I want to talk about God tonight. But I will proceed on. And this understanding to let you understand what God is to me, since I asked you a question what God is to you. So as I'm doing my searching, I'm looking around trying to figure out how big is God? Would his eyeball be just as big as North America, and then the other eyeball would be in South America, and you know, you get all this stuff in your head. If I look at God in the cloud, would his arms be thousands of miles? Because, man, sometimes them preachers was scaring the hell out of me. Talking about the moon gonna turn into blood and it's hellfire, and here you are 9 and 10 years old, and you go to sleep and you having these nightmares because you don't really understand. These people are reading stories out of the Bible of Ezekiel, you know, what was gonna happen, hell or ball fire, and you trying to put cover over your head and you having these nightmares. Because these are people you're supposed to love. These are people who's supposed to be influencing you, and they're telling you these horrible stories and not knowing that you got a young mind and it's just gonna run away with these stories. And I want to be honest with you. Most of y'all were so pushed away from God by bad preachers, bad churches, bad interpretation, and not really knowing who God. Nobody could answer the question, what God looked like, who is it? Did he ever walk? I mean, you tell a story about Eve and Adam heard God walking in the Eve. Wait a minute, if God, they could hear him walking, then he got legs. So all these end of stories, like Adam and Eve is here, and they had a son, they had 2 sons, and one killed the other one, and the other one was kicked out of the Garden of Eden. Then he went on and took on a wife. Wait a minute, if there was 2 people only, all this stuff just running me crazy. It just don't max up. So after I started reading a collection of books and deities and looking at the pyramids and things 1,000 years before any book was ever written, the first print press was what, 1500? So we didn't have Bibles, so they was writing on some other stuff, and I'm pretty sure everybody didn't have that. So a lot of this stuff was just interpretation of how the person who was reading was given the information. And I know it had to be just as confusing to the people then it was me as being a child. So when they couldn't ask you a question, then they tell you, well, you got to have faith. They would say stuff like, you can't see air, but you know air is there. Yeah, but I can't see air, but I can blow in my hand and I can feel it. You're right, I can't see it, but I can feel it. I can feel my lungs taking it in. So I know it exists and I know it's there. So I got tired of asking people who God was, what he looked like. And I found out all by myself who God was. And I said it was so easy. This question was so easy to answer. Now I'm just saying for me. Now, I'm not trying to embark on anybody's religion or anybody spirituality or whatever. I'm just speaking personally for me, who God is for me. So I started exploring this definition and started talking to people about it. And I said, I read this story one time and they told me this story that God breathed in our nostrils and then man became alive. And I said, dang. Suppose God is nothing other than energy. Suppose everything is alive. From that sand grain that you see, from that flower that you think is dead, it still have life, not the life that it had before, And I remember when my father was teaching me about compost. See, most people would throw away their grass, but my father would take his grass and then put it in this little chicken wire type thing box. And most of y'all would say that grass is dead. And I kept looking at that grass, and that grass was turning from green to yellow looking, then it started turning to brown. And out about a month and a half, that grass turned into dirt. And that's when I discovered everything is still alive, but it's not the life that it may have been at one time, but it's still alive even when it's disintegrating and it's turning into something else. So it made sense. Energy don't dissipate. It just changes its structure. It goes from one element to the next element. And this is why everything is connected. Why couldn't that be God? Energy. Each one of us is a representation of God. What is God? God is a builder, creator. What is man and woman? Builder, creator. What is that grass that just died? Builder, creator. It went from one creation to the next creation. Now my father take that compost, put it in his garden, and it grows tomatoes, it grows vegetables, it grows everything. Man, I said, wow, it's something unique. And even people now, me saying what I'm saying now, would say I'm crazy. But they won't have a definition who God is other than the words they saying about, or the Holy Quran, or the Hare Krishna book, or the Buddha transcripts. God is everything. Why did you ever not include yourself? If God is the moon, the sun, the fish, the everything, why is it man have never included himself and woman has never included themselves of being part of God and his creation? That was so simple. But all the complex answers I got all through my life, I came up with God is nothing other than energy, and the energy is in everything. It's in this universe. Everything in this universe has energy. Wood, did you think you got a table and it's not alive? If it's not, that table is not still alive and it was dead, it can never change its structure. It can never get old. It can never get discouraged. That means it's a process for everything in creation. And everything in creation is God. That made it simple for me. Then you ask me, well, if that's the case, OGJAYSPEED, OG, why are you a Muslim? If I know who God is, why wouldn't I be a Muslim? Because once I know who God is, I pick the best blueprint that I can find that I'm at peace with, that represents God for me. It could have well as been Christianity, or Islam, or any other religious practice. That is just the practice of a structure, organization. It's no different than you picking out HBO versus Showtime. Which one works better for you? Okay, I can't afford both, so I'm gonna choose one. I like Showtime better than I do HBO. HBO play the same thing over and over and over. Showtime do some of the same thing, but they have more variety. Well, Islam, me praying 5 times a day, allow me to be closer to God. And it allows me to praise God and not just call on Him when I need something. It allows me to give praise to the Creator and all the beautiful things that my Creator have created. That's why I don't have a problem calling him God or calling him Allah, because there's only one God. Master Creator that uses everything in an energy force to create more things. And that's my definition and who God is for me. Who allows me to make mistakes and give me grace, give me a chance to repent, give me a chance to celebrate life, good or bad. Give me the benefit of the doubt to be able to look at problems and solve them. And give me the benefit of loving myself and loving people around me that I care, even strangers. You can't get that from a brick and mortar church. You have to get that from a real church. And this is the vessel. This is the real church. How are you guarding your church? What kind of food are you putting in your church? What kind of drink you putting in your church? What kind of information are you putting in your building that represents one of God's greatest creations? What kind of poison are you bringing in your church? And why you spend so much time to celebrate the devil and not praise God? And why God is not cool? Now, do that mean that you have to go around and be all stiff all the time? How could not God be funny? Seriously, how could he not be funny? If he gave you laughter and gave you smiles, how couldn't God not have a good sense of humor? You're too stiff about God. Very direct when it comes to the devil, but you're a little too stiff about God. Men, stop lying to men and boys that we don't supposed to cry. Do you know that your tear ducts releases a certain moisture in your eyes? And if you ain't supposed to cry, why did God give you tear ducts? Now, should you go around bailing out and no, I'm not trying to make you do that. But to tell a young man that he don't supposed to cry is the same as me getting my ass whooped Because I asked, why didn't God destroy the devil in heaven? It becomes confusion. And that's all the devil is confusion. So I think it's time for you who just going on faith to try to really find out who God is for you. The answer's inside of you. See, I don't have to pray to the heavens. I can pray in the inside of myself and bring the God out, as well as I can bring the devil out. I ain't have to look up or down to bring that out. So God got to be inside of you. You're the little G of the Most High. And if you ain't trying to understand where I'm coming from tonight, then I have wasted 15 years in that space. I ain't trying to put my perception of who God is about me. I'm asking you, stop just going on faith and find out who God really is, because when you just only go on faith, somebody can come and put something in your hand that you think is real, but it's not. Not knowing who God is just like not knowing who your mother and father is not. Is, I should say. I'm not saying you can't get along and go throughout life, but we seen people who didn't have connection with the people who brought them into the world. The answer's out there. All your books tell you one thing, right? If you should ask, it'll be given. And I think if you ask God who he is, or who she is, depends how you look at it. If his word is bond, you should ask and it will be given. You shouldn't be 50 years old just still going on faith. 20 years old still just going on faith. You should know who God is. Now, I heard many preachers and I heard many ministers, and I did security for Dr. Khalid Muhammad, but I ain't never heard a man talk like I've been talking tonight. I've been holding this in for a while. And them are some great men, great speakers, knowledgeable about the Holy Quran and the book. But that ain't my pathway to me knowing who God is to me. Yes, I use the books as a blueprint. But I understand even in the books, the men are not perfect. And there are some errors in that print. Is there error in God? No, it's error in men. And it's a lie for people to go around and try to say everything in that book is perfect. It's not. It was made by men. God-like. Look at the tool they use to make you believe that. They say to you, look, this book was inspired by God, so it has to be perfect. I can prove that wrong in one conversation. How is it God can inspire men to do something so perfect when God made two people that was imperfect? Inspiration is not better than creation. So that's why you might be a little disdained, because questions you can't answer. Ain't nothing perfect in life, people. It's not. Not when we touch it. We gradually get better. What we thought was yesterday is something different tomorrow. Look at the food group. We thought that was perfect back in the 60s and the 50s. But look how they have changed the food group. We're people who are striving for perfection. And we have so many elements, natural order things, but the thing that keep us from God is mostly us. We get too dignified. We get too educated. Got a lot of money in the bank, God goes out the window. And you good, God is nowhere even in the neighborhood. But when something's feeling good to you, you can call God name. When something's feeling bad for you, you trying to get through some trials and tribulation, you can call God name. Really get to know what is the foundation of your life. If you're confused about the foundation, everything from that is going to confuse you. Y'all ain't ready. I told y'all when I came in this space, whatever you believe about me, you wasn't ready for me. You wasn't. I'll let you believe that you was ready for me. But that's the way I had to do to get inside the door. But I know there's things that I was going to tell you was going to blow your mind. People send me information all the time. And when I was talking about this early, I know some things, but these people getting ready to put y'all ass in concentration camp and you saying, oh no, that won't happen. Look what's going on in Israel right now. Do you believe somebody would believe that would not happen in 2024? And what we not even talking about it? You have ran the people out of the whole country and got them in camps. Y'all think I'm playing? Y'all think I don't know things when I told you we all connected. And when you find out who your true God is, whose God really is, you have the same power I have because you understand patterns of men and mankind. They got plans right now to put your ass in concentration camps. This ain't no conspiracy theory. I can pull it up right now and show you in black and white. And you on this internet 24/7 acting a damn fool. And that's what they do. They give you situations where you act stupid. They tear your character up. And then put a magnifying glass on it and say, look at them fools. They worthless eaters. I'm not talking about no Klan members. I'm talking about the government. The papers I got, you can pull up right now yourself. But you worrying about who's shaking whose ass, who got the fat titties. Somewhere down the line, who you gonna be able to sleep with, well, it's gonna come to a point, none of that gonna make any difference. Y'all think I'm lying. You watch my next 3 shows if you think I'm lying. I'm gonna put it, and I ain't gonna say a damn word, and I'm gonna stroll it up real slow, and I'm gonna let you read it for yourself. This ain't come from no handbook. This come from the government itself. These policies have already been put in place. I'm gonna give you a clue. Who raided P. Diddy's house? Look it up right now. Who raided P. Diddy's house? Look it up. What law enforcement raided his house? All his houses. Now, was it the FBI? Was it the sheriff department? Was it the police force? I'm gonna give you a clue. I'm gonna leave this alone, and then you're gonna understand where the hell I'm coming from. It was fucking FEMA. FEMA used to be a government organization that when we had tragedies, earthquake, floods, they would come and assist you for apartments, place to stay, food, water. And y'all was dancing and shaking y'all ass while they was giving them law enforcement power. Why you think they did it in the daytime? Damn Diddy, I'm not even talking about him. That's not my point. Why you think they did it in the daytime? Every case you ever seen law enforcement do, when they coming at you, one, they gonna make sure you're at home because they've been doing their investigating work, and then they go do it in the wee hours in the morning time to catch you a surprise because it's less dangerous when they do it that time. They did every last one of the raids in the daytime, and y'all ain't even never question it because you get caught up in the bullshit. You know what Diddy's been doing. You know what these people in Hollywood do. I'm not even talking about that. I'm trying to tell you they just slipped some shit in on you. These laws that Bush, Obama, and all these presidents put into place. And take an organization like the Red Cross and give it what? Law enforcement power. And y'all don't even know what's happening. You can call it conspiracy all you want to. It's in black and white. Because up to this point, you had never heard. Now go on Homeland Security and see what job they supposed to be doing. We got people coming 30,000 in our borders right now, every fucking day or week, however they do the numbers now. That's what they supposed to be, Homeland Security. They ain't thinking about them people who coming in here. Why? This is no longer a country, it's a corporation. And they getting ready to replace all your high society as Negroes. And ain't none of your money in the bank account will help you. You had examples before now. Michael Jackson, Prince, R. Kelly, all these entertainers who had all this money. And they all die broke. That's what I said. I won't scare y'all tonight. Because I'm going to talk about the God that I believe in and I trust, that y'all don't forget about, because God ain't cool for y'all no more. And that's a damn shame. Because more than anything, God is what we need now. Y'all think people acting right ever since the Kobe? You know people ain't acting right because you ain't acting right. It's almost like you kind of fake it. It's like you're looking over your shoulder just a little bit and saying, what's about to happen next? So you get so happy when something happens to someone else and it's not happening to you, so you feeling like you feeling good, superior. There's a story of Jesus. And Jesus said something like, I came and asked and knocked, and ye not feed me. I came and I'm the paraphrasing now, but there's a story in the Bible. I came and you not. I was thirsty and you not give me water. And the people said something like, no, Jesus, when you have never, when you come and we not feed or give you drink. And so if you believe in Jesus, not believe Jesus, just stick with the story. Because it's going to make sense. Jesus said, what you do to the least of them, you do unto me. So Jesus didn't say that he directly was not fed or given water. He said, if you do that to another person, you do it unto him. Martin Luther King said, any unjust law and I'm not going to try to finish that because I know where he was going with it, but I just don't know the last part of it. But what he was trying to say is, if it's unjust for this person, it's unjust for all. When are we going to start to understand that? I have no script, and everything I said to you all tonight is coming from here. You can think I'm crazy. You can think I don't know what I'm talking about. But I got friends all the way from Dick Gregory to Mark from Anaheim. Matter of fact, Dick Gregory helped me with my first divorce. I've been around some great men in my life. I hate to name drop, but I'm trying to make a point here. These men, well, especially Dick Gregory, he fed a whole state one time when the state decided that they were not going to give the black people welfare in that state. He loaded up 3 planes and fed that whole state. He ran for president, and something happened to the election, and he had won. He hadn't really won, but there was something wrong with the machine, so they had to stop it. You think I'm lying? Look up everything I'm saying. You don't have to believe nothing I say. But you go feel it. Because you don't have God in your life no more. Because he ain't cool. That's our problem. That's our problem with a relationship. That's the black woman problem. That's the black man problem. That's our black children problem. Because if they don't know nothing, we didn't teach them nothing. Do you think you got it all by yourself now? You know all the answers. You're making all the mistakes, but you know all the answers. Because somebody is giving you some kind of false security with a couple zeros after some numbers, and you think you have arrived. God don't give a damn about no money and no bank. That's why you don't see God National Bank nowhere. You can't even trick God like that and make him feel like he knew. Why you think they charge taxes on everything, but they ain't trying to charge no tax on God? Because they know God, even just mentioning some BS like they would blow them out of the water. Now, that's a joke within this conversation. So, y'all keep on believing in y'all brother, OGJAYSPEED, is just a comedian, just an actor, simple country man. I ain't personal. But one thing I can tell you, I walk with God. Y'all can have the devil. Y'all can keep on bragging about paying $250 for some damn liquor or some weed. Y'all can keep on with that BS all you want to. I'm walking with God. That stuff y'all smoking is crack. That weed y'all smoking is crack, and I can prove that to you anytime. It's crack. Its marijuana has been altered. What did they do with cocaine? They altered it. So y'all smoking crack. Y'all the biggest crackheads in the world. The worst thing they could have did for California is made marijuana. Oh man, you know, black people ought to get into it. They gonna talk about it, you know. Oh shit, we gotta get into the money. So you don't sold your soul for 2 pieces of silver. Won't y'all let me scare y'all tonight? I'm gonna talk about God tonight. How silly y'all have become. How cheap y'all have become. That a woman would lay down and take thousands of dollars that is fictitious with dead presidents on her who were slave owners and sell her body. That a man would take 2 pieces of silver and kill another man or kill somebody in his family to fatten up his bank account. And y'all think y'all ain't rocking with the devil? When have you ever seen on this internet, in this space, did anybody ever put up anything of heaven? A picture of Jesus, God, Allah, whatever, which we don't put up pictures of Allah and things. But I'm just talking about all you good Christians. They'll hold up a ball of Douce, and Nouce, and they'll smoke the fattest joint and put on the biggest designer clothes with ain't nothing but freaks. Y'all think I'm lying to y'all. Damn. Sorry, I ain't no preacher. But I ain't lying to you. Everything I say you can see. Y'all celebrating the devil and wondering why you in hell. Well, hell, where else you gonna be at? Where would the devil be at? In hell. I know y'all waiting to die and pie in the sky and all that other. Heaven and hell is a state of mind. Can somebody please tell me where our minds are at? Please. And I'm speaking to you because I love you. I have love for mankind. I don't care about no race. I know what team I'm on, but I don't really care about no race. I love my race, but I know what team I'm on. But I ain't going out there hurt no other race who's not doing anything to me. I'm here to protect myself, my family from any enemy. And that's any. And especially devils. The devil ain't nothing but a duel of evil. Could be any color. Hell, he can come from Mars and be green. Y'all keep on playing this game. And you don't know what game you in. There's no basketball, football, soccer, no game on earth that you are playing. You playing a game of life. And you're losing. You're so weak, you're losing by your women now. You almost been set up. And when you get a little more weaker, and you think they won't march your ass into these camps I'm talking about. Oh, we ain't gonna do that. Hey, man, you know, I got my gun. Yeah, right. I remember back in the 90s when they had all the Uzis and stuff, they'd go and shoot up the neighborhood, kill babies, kill mothers, fathers. And as soon as the helicopter come, they run in the house. I'm like, if you got the gun, why you ain't shooting at the damn helicopter? Because bullies prey on weak. Now, I want anybody in this channel tonight to prove to me how strong we are. And what bully you think go prey on us? If we weak, and we spend it 24/7 speaking on the weaker vessel of our kind is giving us hell. Who's scared of us? If we really believe our women are controlling us, well, we can't do nothing. That we had to get on the internet and speak on it 24/7. I'm asking the question again. Who's controlling us? And better yet, who's gonna be scared of us? Two months ago, I seen a 5'3" police officer bend over a 6'2" male, black, pull a gun out of his pocket as she bent him over the car. And he's willing to go. Tasing him, he start crying like a baby. Now, this is a big stature black man. So think about all these black men on these channels who's constantly talking about women all the time, that they can't get in control. If you can't control your women, man, god dang. How you can control the men in the world? Because men conquer men. The women become the spoils of war. They don't even talk about them in that fashion. Because once they kill all the men, the women gonna submit. They have no other option. And you are getting defeated by your women, or at least you giving the example to the world that you are being defeated. Pretty much gonna make these other men come in and say, instead of that LBG or whatever that community, they gonna just come in and say, well, look, I'm gonna rob all the women and rape all the men. Because they don't fear you. And by your position, did another group of people supply you with all your necessities of life? You don't make a safety pin to even put on a baby's pamper or a piece of tape. Who's scared of you? And how did the devil make you weak? Because you sure ain't walking with God. Because God took David and he had a slingshot and he was able to duplicate something that the grown men were not able to do. So who are you really rolling with? You're rolling with the devil and he's making you weak because he's weak. And now you're picking on the women. What you think men see when you picking on women, bro? Come on, let's be honest. What do you think other men think when they see black men hooping and hollering and slobbing on the microphone all day long about women? Who's scared of you? Y'all ain't had enough of this? Well, coming to you soon, even if you ain't had enough or you had enough, they got a place for you. And I seen the blueprint. And the first step of it, what you just experienced just last week, an organization you never heard of have law enforcement power that I've been talking about it for the last 10 years. Dick Gregg was talking about it. Margaret Anaheim was talking about it. And then you seen it in action last week. They turned the Red Cross into special forces. And y'all don't even understand what even's happening because you're too high. You're worrying about VIP section, what you're drinking, smoking big cigars. Y'all pitiful. But I still gotta love you. You don't, I mean, how long is the black race in America gonna be the Clippers? We get #1 draft choices all the time. You had Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, James Baldwin. Even throwed in a puppet president. We get these #1 draft, and we still ain't satisfied. The reason why we're not satisfied, men, we know we lost that battle. And we don't know how to get off our knees and fight again. We think it's too far gone. We run and shoot us in our back. We make an excuse that it was our fault. You see this on TV. See, a lot of times back in the day, you know, you just heard the story. You actually seeing videos now. And you still make it that black man's fault. He shouldn't have ran. If he just stood there, they would just shot him in the head. You could save yourself a couple steps. You don't see no wrong, and you validate it. Until it becomes one of your family members, then all of a sudden you all over the news, hooping and hollering and crying. But just before that, you be like, you know, they deserved it. Nobody deserves to control you like these people have controlled us. But your problem is you like to celebrate the devil. And the only time you feel like you haven't accomplished anything is when the devil won't let you on the first floor. And once you get on the first floor, then you go talk about the black people like these Negroes is a problem. I'm up here and I'm partying with them. I'm cool. They accept me. No, Negro. They're using you. You don't even know it. And when they get through with your sorry ass, they gonna throw your ass in the grave too. After you done made it so they can kill so many of us, your ass is going on top. And you don't even know it because you don't know history. When you've been trying to pump my head up for 5 and 10 and 15 years, like this shit don't matter. Because you got some little secure job you think you got. God gave you a job from the day you was born. To fight evil. You sold out. For what? 5 figures? 6 figures? 7 figures? 2 pieces of cereal? Same shit. You sold out. I used to be like you. I used to talk like you. I'm not one of these old bitter brothers who never accomplished anything in life. I don't rub necks with the best. They couldn't take my clothes off. They got a little upset with me because I wouldn't take my clothes off. I gave them hell. But see, I had reinforcement. I had the Nation of Islam. They wasn't willing to have that battle. So when you get your little puffies and you get your ushers and all them, you know, these people was looking for the fame. I was looking to exploit my talent. I wasn't looking for no damn fame. I had something I wanted to say. I had some funny shit I wanted to say. I said some funny shit. I wanted some things to be in the movie. I did some things in the movie. I kept on moving. I know my life was bigger than any fictitious ass job. I hear you saying some stupid shit. He was born to play basketball. No, hell he wasn't. Basketball is a made up sport. He was born to be great. They ain't have nothing to do with no damn basketball or football. Sorry. Somebody lied to you. Yeah, you got smart people. You got people who don't went to Ivy League schools and they probably got some hands. They probably got some papers and some things they have written that would just blow your mind, but it's part of the underworld of the devil. Has nothing to do with God. It's papers to keep man stifled. And you stupid people who still believe that beating your children is correct punishment. I tell you what, go get a dog and beat it. And get the same kind of dog and let your cousin raise it and never put a hand on it, but train it. Put the 2 dogs together and see what you got. When you beat a child, you stifling a child. You beat the imagination out because children have a great imagination and sometimes they don't know why they're getting spanked. And anything that you correcting with violence, you are showing it violence. A lot of people went to the non-violent marches and got spit on, bricks thrown at them. But when they came home, they had this belief of non-violence, but the next day they were spanking their children. If violence didn't work against them in the street and they kept it peaceful, why did they believe being violent towards their children was going to correct anything? Y'all learn this from evil people who got us in the situation we're at now because they have stolen everything from us and crippled our imagination. And it goes through your blood and your DNA memory. You didn't have to suffer it, but it's in your blood today. And it speaks to you, just like your nose speak to you that you look like your uncle, your eyes, young lady who's like your aunt, you never seen your grand aunt. All that information is in your gene, all the traumatized and all the things we went through in this country is in your fucking blood. And it'll be passed on from generation to generation until we make a correction and stop celebrating the devil. And I got friends around me and I got people I talk to, and they gonna only go so far in my conversation. And then they have to lock it down. Because if they don't lock it down, they have things they gonna lose. But I'm gonna let all my friends and people know that who's in my circle, you can't lose something you ain't never had. You've been conned and don't even know it. You've been given trinkets like when the explorers came to Africa and they landed on the shores of Africa. They didn't bring guns. They brought trinkets. Why? Because they knew that whatever powerful men and woman they was gonna meet, them women and men was gonna have a family. The trinkets was not for the king and the queen. The trinkets was for the children. Why? Because they knew if they keep giving the trinkets to the children, it's like a bad man who had a bad woman who's trying to do devious things to children. And they take these children and they start giving them candy and stuff like that, making them believe that they are friends. So the explorers knew when they come back and these boys and girls would be older, these little boys and girls would have a great respect for them because they gave them trinkets. You Negroes over here, these people have gave us so many trinkets, we have lost our damn mind. And we think we have accomplished something. We ain't accomplished a damn thing because you can't look in the mirror and tell me right now that you are what God created you to be. Your value system is by your bank account, by your job. But that don't make you a man or a woman. A slave had a job. To build empires, to build countries. So don't let me scare you. I just want to talk about God tonight. What do God mean to you? How do you get out of this, what we are in, and understand who we was created to be? Why is it always black people gotta wait for somebody to change their mind to treat them right? That's got to show you you ain't equal. When you have to wait patiently for another group of people to see you as human. Story after story, century after century, year after year, you go through the same thing, and then you say to yourself, it ain't as bad as it used to be. What is that really saying? I just proved to you, you don't make anything for your necessities of life. Everything you get from a different group of people. Yeah, other people get things from different groups, but mostly it's trade-off. The only thing you can add is labor force. Labor force. You don't have nothing to trade off. No land, no nothing. The only thing you have is the same thing as your elders did, your forefathers did. Labor. These people have countries, they have land, they have everything. You have land too, but you don't own it because you're still paying taxes on it. So, look in the mirror and be honest. And figure out who you rolling with. Look in the mirror and ask yourself the question, why do black people always have to wait for other people to make up their mind if they go treat you right? And if that's the case, are you really free? Are you really God's design of what he created you to be? Why is it there's a group of people over you? Well, ain't nobody over me. I don't care what you say. You say that to Negroes, but you don't say that to them. I seen you in action with them. Some of the best of us. I seen the uneducated devil can come along and rock your world, and you be ready to kill a black man, but when you get in front of them, you can't do nothing. Let me just give you an instant what I'm talking about. A white man walked up and grabbed another black man's private part. The black man was so under control, and his wife made sure he was under control. He did nothing but come out and talk about it. Another black man comes on the internet and said he was stupid for doing that, and why in the world would he do that? And that same black man said he would kill that black man for talking about what happened, but he wouldn't think about the same way for the man who grabbed his scrotum. Y'all tell me if we free. Please do. Why he was so easy to kill the black man and not the man who grabbed his balls? That's why we ain't free, people. We make adjustment for people we think that is better than us. Ladies, I'm finna say something. I hope you don't take it in the wrong way, but I gotta say it to you too. There's a reason why you walking around with straight hair. Because you ain't trying to love the hair that God gave you. And I understand. It's just like us. The same dog bit us, bit you, bit us too. But there's a reason why when you look at yourself in the mirror that you say, why did God had to give me that hair? And the only reason you feel like you had to fix it is because it don't look like somebody else's. And I know this is an old age conversation, but I'm just breaking it down a little different. I'm coming to you in love. I'm not coming into you with hate. I'm just trying to show us on both sides of the street how we've been conditioned to not love ourselves. And every time you see one of us go up, they'll celebrate us for 10 and 15 years. It's time for them to get their stuff back. They either get you with sex, drugs, or alcohol. Well, some people would say alcohol and drugs the same, but hey, look at all the great men and great women that have ever been taken down in our community. We become the poster child of everything. Homosexuality, abortion, killers, robbers, rapers. We the poster child for everything. You don't see them celebrating no white guys at no award with a dress on. But one of us got to prove to them, look here, master, you know I'm rocking with you, so I'm going to put on this dress and you make sure all the cameras is on me tonight. I'm coming in and I'm twisting, turning, and I'm going to turn that house upside down. Don't let me scare you. I just want to talk about God tonight. And we want to have a serious conversation. We get on these internet and say, we don't know the difference between 1 and 1 is 2, 2 and 2 is 4. Are we having that conversation? You can't get the man and the woman standing right there in front of you, take off their clothes and look at their anatomy and can tell me who fits who. You can't tell me why in the hell in 2024 we are having this conversation. How we let the devil draw us in to not have common sense to know that a man and a woman go together. Now you could be any freak you want. You can go out there and you can have sex with a mule, dog, or elephant, or whatever. But for you to come in and make me believe that you was born to make love to an elephant, and I have a conversation about it, like it's a real serious conversation, y'all done lost your monkey ass mind. Stay out of them conversations. They defeat themselves. The anatomy tells you who you should be with. If and cut dry it. There's two systems that you got to deal with when you start talking about sex. That's the digestive system and the reproduction system. And then neither one of them supposed to be mixed. It'd be a hell of a house guard who make a person to have to dig in the digestive system to show they love. Stay out of them damn conversations. Not even worth it. It's belittled to have them kind of conversation. Let that world be in the delusion world that they want to be in. Stay out of them. And the reason you stay out of them, simple. The truth don't have to be validated. Only a lie has to be validated. The truth is true. I don't care who speak it, what it is, where it come from. It's an element by itself. It supports the axle of anything in the universe. A lie only support another lie. Stay out of them damn conversations. That's the weakest damn conversation you can have over the internet right now. It's talking about sexuality. Who should be sleeping with who? Hell, you learned that out just by looking at their anatomies. One got a hot dog and the other one got 2 buns. Go figure. Knock, 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 knock. And stay away from the shitty deals. Okay, that's as much as I'm gonna say about that bullshit. I'm not taking anything away from anybody who likes anything. It's only when you come to me trying to make me believe something that I know. It's so common sense that it's not even worth having the conversation. We got bigger problems than that. We shouldn't be wasting our time talking about shitty deals. I'm not telling anybody you got to move to Africa. I'm not telling anybody you got to get out of the United States. I'm not telling anybody that you got to go anywhere. God made this planet for everybody. But what I am telling you, wherever you at, if you have to beg another man to treat you as a man, you ain't free. If you have to make special laws in a country to protect you, you're not a real man. Now you want to start talking about real men? Now I can talk about real men because I am a man. Now I don't want to hear a woman say that, but I do want to hear men. If you have to depend on another man to give you rights to be a man, you're not a man. Men take rights. Born given rights. Men take it because they deserve it. That's what they were born for. Anything less than that, you just capture people. And I'm tired of looking at my people being captured people. I'm tired of looking at my women being spoils of war. How in the hell, men, can you complain about spoils of war? They're not under your leadership. And the only delusion you can have is believing you free. That's why you keep having these jive ass conversations. Because you believe you're free. And your woman is showing you she spoils of war. Damn, why can y'all see this? This ain't got nothing to do about me, OG, being old. A 7-year-old child know when it's not being treated right. You can't tell me you're a grown ass man and you don't know you're not being treated right. Police pull up behind you, you could be having a good day. Here you is 25 years old, police pull up behind you. Don't cut on no lights or anything. Just pull up behind you. You can't even get a hard on for the next week. You're so terrified. You gotta tell me you free? Try something else. Just try something else. Don't let me scare you. Because I'm going to talk about God tonight. And I'm talking about the God inside of you. When you go wake him up and let him be free. Let him show you what you can do. We see what they'll do. Even when they're wrong, they want to be right. They're over there killing people for the last couple of months. They done killed over 30-some thousand people in a land that we support. And we give weapons to. They're genociding people like they did us in South Africa. And we ain't talking about nothing but sex. And I don't know why women won't be on our leadership. You see this happening to someone else? Who you think is next? I say what I say to you, and I'm gonna say it again. I say what I say to you with love. I don't fought a lot of fights, and I'm not talking about fighting against black people. I'm talking about oppression. I just never been the kind of person who could see oppression and act like it didn't exist, because I know that's one of the devil's tricks. The greatest trick the devil ever did is make you believe he didn't exist. And so when you go around and you see oppression, you act like it don't affect you or affect your family or your children or your children of your children. Maybe that's why women don't see the man in you. Maybe she want to. But you begging at the back door the same way she is. And she's supposed to be the less of you. And she's at the same back door. How can she manifest in her head that she dealing with leadership? Men supposed to be go-getters. Dominant. Make decisions. Conquerors. And y'all both in the same line. How in the hell can she believe you're a leader, brother? Just tell me that. How in the hell she could believe that you are a leader when you in the same welfare line she in? You can't use the excuse we ain't ready. I used to hear people say, man, I can't go to the mosque because I want to get right before I get. No, you go to the mosque to get right. You go to the church to get right. If your preacher ain't doing the right thing, kick his ass out the pulpit, get another one, and keep on moving. The preacher it's like the temptation. One man is not more important than the brand. The preacher ain't more important than God. If he ain't doing right and he's preaching God, then y'all need to get rid of him. But we as black men, we spend so much time fighting against each other, fighting our women. That ain't the real fight. Just not. That's called self-destruction. They made a song about it. Go in on YouTube and listen to it. Look. I might not never talk about this subject again. But I just don't want you to be scared because I'm talking about God. I'm asking you, black man, how can the devil be greater than God? How can the people who keep you waiting in line until they make up their mind to treat you as a human being. Have a God to give them their wishes. And we some of the most praying people in the world, as they say, and we get nothing. Because you only want to talk about the God, the loving God. You don't want to talk about the warrior God. You don't want to even talk about the jealous God. You don't want to talk about the God who destroyed the world and only kept two of everything in one family, I believe. Maybe I might be right, maybe I might be wrong. Been a while since I touched that story. You don't want to talk about that God. Because that God would make you get up and do something. I'm just so tired of us having #1 draft choices and we still playing like the Clippers. My father was 60-something years old. He went to South Carolina. My father was not a very educated man, but he was an intelligent man. He couldn't read his own name if I wrote it. He was born in 1909 in Kentucky. But he drove a tractor trailer out of state and couldn't read the signs. But he knew direction. Drove for Mayflower, a couple companies. But he went to South Carolina, and I guess the police pulled him over, 2 white cops, and I think this was somewhere down in Rock Hill, South Carolina. I'm not sure, it could have been in Columbia, but I'm pretty sure I think it was Rock Hill. And they started to abuse my father with languages, and my father was no more than 5. I think he never even hit 5'1" or 5'2". I had to ask my sister, but he never liked me standing beside him because he was short, but my father was a very strong man. He ended up cutting one of the cops' ear off with the handcuffs because he was so short he got the handcuffs in front. Ended up taking both of them a gun. Now, they beat the hell out of my father when it was all said and done, but not them two did. He ended up unhosting both of them cops at the age of 60-something. And I always kept that in my head. And that's why I don't like the N-word. If a man with that stature who wouldn't let somebody just say that to him, and even though they had guns and everything else, he was willing to die to be a man than to be a slave. If my father can do that with no education, supported his family, loved his family, and still stood in his circle to be recognized as a man at 60-something years old, against all odds, I always ask myself, in all my decisions, what is my damn excuse? So I'm gonna ask you, what is our excuse? A 7-year-old child knows we're not being treated right. We grown people. We know we're not being treated right. And it's been done so long, we, I think, have made up in our minds. And I need to know, why have we made it up in our mind that we don't deserve better? What is it about us to believe we don't deserve better? Why we have to keep waiting? And have permission for someone else to treat us better. And you see what we're turning out to be. All this waiting, you see what it have produced. Some of the worstest black people on this planet. Now I have to say, that's the team I'm on. And I have, in my younger life, been part of this degrading force to keep us struggling and fighting among each other. But I'll probably spend the rest of my life giving back and trying to give a little wisdom of how we can be better. Greater men have came before me, a lot more eloquent in their delivery. But sometimes I believe it's not the words of a man, it's the heart of the man who's saying the word. So I put myself in the mix of the greatest of them, because I don't think there's another person on this planet that I ever met that his heart is so pure and love his people so much that he would stay in this space the way he did to try to add something different. And worded it the way he wanted it to be worded. I'm not one to regurgitate other people's great words. And if I do, I always give them recognition. But most of the things come out of my mouth, it comes from my heart, my understanding. And want my people to be better on all sides. No one man have all the answers. No one person is always right. This is going to take a great movement that we keep convincing ourselves we can't have. But historically, when we look at history, that's all it ever took. For the things you think you can't accomplish, to believe in you can accomplish. No different from the Wright brothers, or if they ever went to the moon, or no more than that little boy in the Bible named Little David, who was able to conquer a giant with just a rock and a slingshot. This is your brother from another mother, SBWD Speed, J Speed. Peace, love, and always strive for the truth.
He saw the best in me when everyone else around me could only see the worst in me. I wish I had a witness tonight. Said he saw the best in me. I guess I'm the only one that got this testimony. When everyone else around me could only see the worst in me. Can I tell y'all one more time, one more time? I said he saw the best in me. When everyone else around me could only see the worst in me. I wish I had a witness tonight. All I need is one. Hey, he saw the best in me. When everyone else around me, yeah.
Everyone else around
could only see
the worst in me.
Does anybody have that testimony? When folk wrote you off, said you would never make it, what did he see?
He saw the best in me.
When everyone else around me, yes. Oh.
When everyone else around
could only
see the worst in me.
Can I tell y'all one more thing? I just need to tell you one more thing. Listen to this. See, he's mine, and I am his. It doesn't matter what I did. He only sees me for who I am. Does anybody know that tonight? Oh, see, he is mine, and I am his. Said it doesn't matter what I did. See, he only sees me for who I am. Help me sing it. Yeah, girl. Said that he is mine.
He's mine.
I'm his.
I'm his.
Said it doesn't matter what I did.
Matter what I did.
He only sees me for who I
He
am.
only sees
Yeah.
me for who I am.
Yeah, said he's mine.
He's mine.
I am his.
I'm his.
It doesn't matter what I did.
Doesn't matter what I did.
For he only sees me.
He only sees me for who I am.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
He's mine.
I am his.
I'm his.
It doesn't matter what I did. For he only sees me for who I am.
He only sees
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. I'm so glad that he is mine. And I am his. It doesn't matter what I did. He only sees me. He only sees me. Yeah, one more time. He's mine. Yeah. It doesn't matter what I did. He only sees me.
He only sees me for who I am. He saw the best in me. When everyone else around could only see the worst in me.
I wish I had a witness tonight. That may be somebody else's testimony. Help me say it, help me say it. He saw
Saw the best in me.
everyone else around me.
When everyone else around
Oh,
could only see the worst in me.
can I ask y'all one question? The question is simply this. What did he see?
He saw the best.
I can't get no help up in here. Because there's some folk in here that people have wrote you off. Said you would never amount to anything. Said that you would never end up being anywhere. But Myron, tell him one more time. What did he see?
He saw the best.
When mama said you would never be nothing. When aunties and uncles said that you would never amount to anything. When daddy didn't come home anymore. He didn't look at you and say that you weren't going to make it. God looked at you and what did he see? What did he see?
Saw the best.
Yeah, yeah. It's Is there anybody here tonight that's so very thankful that God did not write you off, that he did not throw you away, that he picked you up? He saw the best, the best. What did he see? The best. I said, 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 what did he see? I said, what did he see? He saw the best in me. Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. Can I sing the verse one time? Listen to this, y'all. I love this. I love this. See, he's mine, and I'm his. It doesn't matter what I did, but he only sees me for who I am. Ooh, Lord, yeah. He's mine, and I am his. It doesn't matter what I did, he only sees me who I am. Sing it one time, we're gonna go past this. He is mine, oh. He's mine, and I'm his. Ooh, it doesn't matter what I did. He only sees me for who I am. He only sees me for who I am. And the reason why he sees me for who I am, because he created me in his image and his likeness. He's mine. He's mine. I am his. It doesn't matter what I did. He only sees me. He only sees me for who I am. He saw the best. He saw the best. See, he is mine, I am his. It doesn't matter what I did, for he only sees me for who I am. Oh, Lord, I am his. It doesn't matter what I did.
Share my life, take me for what I am, 'cause I'll never change all my colors for you. Take my love, I'll never ask for too much. Just all that you are and everything that you do. I don't really need to look very much further. I don't want to have to go where you don't follow. I won't hold it back again. This passion inside can't run from myself. There's nowhere to hide. But don't make me close one more door. I don't want to hurt anymore. Stay in my arms. Ain't there something I can give you in exchange for everything you give to me? Read my mind and feel just fine when I think my peace of mind is out of reach. Scales are sometimes unbalanced, and you bear the weight of all that has to be. I hope you see that he can lean on me, and together we can come and show me she. We love so strong and so unselfish. And I tell you now that I made a vow, giving you the best that I got, baby. Yes, I tell you now that I made a vow, I'm giving you the best that I got, honey. Everybody's got opinions about the way they think our story's gonna end. Some folks feel it's just a superficial thrill. Everybody's gonna have to think again. We love so strong and so unselfish. They don't bother me, so I'm gonna keep on giving you the best that I've got, baby. They don't bother me, said I'm gonna keep on giving you the best that I got. Listen, baby, somebody understands me. Somebody give his hand to me. I stumbled my whole life, always on my own. Now I'm and my weary mind is rested, and I feel as if my home is in your arms. Is your own sound of your song, and I think I wanna sing it forever. We love is so strong and so unselfish, and I made a vow, so I tell you now I'm giving you the best that I've got. Listen, baby, I bet everything on my wedding ring. I'm giving it to you, baby.
Now that I've gotten the commercial out of the way, I'll move on and say some things that I want to say very briefly. And I'm being very honest, I'm going to be brief because I have other engagements. I don't have a tradition of being brief all the time. You know, I'm a Baptist preacher and we can talk a long time, but I'm going to really be brief today. I want to ask you a question, and that is, what is in your life's blueprint? This is the most important and crucial period of your lives, for what you do now and what you decide now at this age may well determine which way your life shall go. And whenever a building is constructed, you usually have an architect who draws a blueprint. And that blueprint serves as the pattern, as the guide, as the model for those who are to build the building. And a building is not well erected without a good, sound, and solid blueprint. Now each of you is in the process of building the structure of your life. Question is whether you have a proper, a solid, and a sound blueprint. And I want to suggest some of the things that should be in your life's blueprint. Number one, in your life's blueprint should be a deep belief in your own dignity, your own worth, and your own somebodyness. Don't allow anybody to make you feel that you are nobody always feel that you count, always feel that you have worth, and always feel that your life has ultimate significance. Now that means that you should not be ashamed of your color. You know, it's very unfortunate that in so many instances our society has placed a stigma on the Negro's color. You know, there are some Negroes who are ashamed of themselves. Don't be ashamed of your color. Don't be ashamed of your biological features. Somehow you must be able to say in your own lives and really believe it, I am black but beautiful. And therefore you need not be lured into purchasing cosmetics advertised to make you lighter. Neither do you need to process your hair to make it appear straight. I have good hair, and it is as good as anybody else's hair in the world. Now, in your life's blueprint, be sure that you have that a principle of somebodyness. Secondly, in your life's blueprint, you must have as a basic principle the determination to achieve excellence in your various fields of endeavor. You're going to be deciding as the days and the years unfold what you will do in life, what your life's work will be. And once you discover what it will be, set out to do it and to do it well. And I say to you, my young friends, that doors are opening to each of you. Doors of opportunity are opening to each of you that were not open to your mothers and to your fathers. And the great challenge facing you is to be ready to enter these doors as they open. Ralph Waldo Emerson, the great essayist, said in a lecture back in 1871 that if a man can write a better book or preach a better sermon or make a better mousetrap than his neighbor, even if he builds his house in the woods, the world will make a beaten path to his door. That hadn't always been true, but it will become increasingly true. And so I would urge you to study hard, to burn the midnight oil. I would say to you, don't drop out of school, and I understand all of the sociological reasons why we often drop out of school. But I urge you, in spite of your economic plight, in spite of the situation that you are forced to live so often with intolerable conditions, stay in school. And when you discover what you're going to be in life, set out to do it as if God Almighty called you at this particular moment in history. And just don't set out to do a good Negro job, but do a good job that anybody could do. Don't set out to be just a good Negro doctor, a good Negro lawyer, a good Negro school teacher, a good Negro preacher, a good Negro barber or beautician, a good Negro skilled laborer. For if you set out to do that, you have already flunked your matriculation exam for entrance into the University of Integration. Set out to do a good job and do that job so well that the living, the dead, or the unborn couldn't do it any better. Falls your lot to be a street sweeper. Sweep streets like Michelangelo painted pictures. Sweep streets like Beethoven composed music. Sweep streets like Leontine Price sings before the Metropolitan Opera. Sweep streets like Shakespeare wrote poetry. Sweep streets so well that all the host of heaven and earth will have to pause and say, here lived a great street sweeper who swept his job well. If you can't be a pine on the top of the hill, be a scrub in the valley. But be the best little scrub on the side of the rill. Be a bush if you can't be a tree. If you can't be a highway, just be a trail. If you can't be the sun, be a star. For it isn't by size that you win or you fail. Be the best of whatever you are. We already have some noble examples of black men and black women who demonstrated to us that human nature cannot be cataloged. They in their own lives have walked through long and desolate nights of oppression, and yet they've risen up and plunged against cloud-filled nights of affliction, new and blazing stars of inspiration. So from an old slave cabin of Virginia's hills, Booker T. Washington rose up to be one of America's great leaders. He lit a torch in Alabama.
Heck, we've been knowing each other for a while. I'm into you. Just want to know what I gotta do, to get closer to you.
Wait a minute, you know I'm in this situation. Why you... Don't do this. Why are you tripping like that?
Well, I understand that, but your whole vibe is, I can see myself being with you forever.
That's really beautiful, and I kind of dig you too. You know that. But we're friends, and I'm in a situation. I'm in a relationship, and you know what that means.
Well, whatever I gotta do, I'll do for you.
woman, the way that you move, the thing that you do.
Epitome of soul right there. I loved it so much that I told my band, I said, look here fellas, we got to revisit this thing here, cause we gotta take it back. I was like, why not do some of them great soul records again? They was like, yeah, let's do it again. I said, yeah, let's do it again. And you know what I called up Myron? I said, Myron, book the studio. Let's get in there today.
Let's do it in the morning. Sweet breeze in the summertime. Feel your sweet face all laid up next to mine. Sweet love in the midnight. Good sleep come morning light. No worries about nothing. Just getting good, just getting good, just getting good love.
We want to thank y'all for going on this ride with us. Thanks Shanachie Records for doing this. As we took you back, but we still move forward. I want to thank the singers, Tiffany, Darshelle, Melanie, Andrea, and all the others. All the babies and the babies' babies and the daddies' daddies and the mamas' mamas and the babies' babies' mamas' mamas and all of them. We just laid back, kicking in the joy like ride. That's what we do, what we do, what we do, what we do. You got Rabu on the bass, Soup on the drums, Tio and Kenyatta on horns, Rasta Man, Moody Bird,
underrated
percussion,
sport, mobile
Rico,
DJ,
Ricardo on guitar,
Keisha M, lovely Linda Anderson,
Butters, musical director,
Raheem, Ali, Let her fool, I guess that's right.
And I'm Leela James. Thank y'all.
Hope everybody have an amazing day
again
tomorrow.